So Bali is 100% not overrated.
No, that's right. If you are planning your trip or doing any sort of research based on TikTok and Instagram Reels, maybe you would find it's overrated because they're showing these crazy highlights, oversaturated videos of certain beaches. Some of them aren't even in Bali. We found that when we were doing some research. They're on one of the islands close by. But yeah, that's the only way you'd find Bali to be overrated, is if you're basing everything on TikTok and Instagram. We spent 17 days there, almost 3 weeks, and found that to be completely false. And in this video, we're going to go over some of the things we noticed, mostly pros, a couple cons, but yeah, basically saying that it is not overrated.
And that's after us visiting 4 different areas as well. And of course, we wanted to visit the 4 most kind of hyped up popular areas just to see what it was all about and base our own opinion. We honestly had numerous people telling us, don't go to Bali, it's going to be a waste of your time, a waste of your money, it's overrated, it's overhyped, and all this. We never listen to people. If we want to go somewhere, we go, and we base the country, the situations and stuff on our own personal experiences. If we don't like it, we don't go back. If we do like it, we go back. So we had to go on our own and see it for ourselves and just see, you know, what our personal opinion was on that island and just how the people are and how everything felt.
Just overall, our trip overall, and that's what we do. We go, we film, we share our experience with you guys. We don't fabricate anything. This is the whole series was exactly the stuff that we experienced on the island for 17 days. So yeah, we have a list of stuff we're going to go through in this video, things that you should probably know before your trip, things you should know if you're thinking maybe I won't go there because it is overrated. We're hoping that this video will help you guys out. Obviously, go back and watch our whole series. You can see everything we did in those 17 days in the 4 different locations. So yeah, let's get started with point number 1.
All right, so the first thing that we want to talk about, which we think is the most important point, is the people. It's always the people that really make a place. And the whole island of Bali is full of a lot of local Balinese people that are born and raised there, but also has a lot of people from other parts of Indonesia. We met lots of people actually from Java that were living there for a long time, working there. And everybody was just so friendly and welcoming and really genuine. They weren't just trying to get money from us or take advantage of us or anything like that. They really made us feel welcome on the island right away. The level of service and hospitality that they gave us was insanely good.
Really good, yeah. It was like some of the best we've ever had.
Yeah, so yeah, just the people in general, we fell in love with them right away. We can't say enough great things about the people in Bali.
And one thing I want to know too, as we were there, we asked quite a few different people, that local people, or Javanese people, or wherever they were from in Indonesia, what their thoughts were on the tourists being on the island, because we always hear people like, oh, the tourists come here, they ruin everything, but we're straight up asking them like, what are your thoughts on there being so many tourists on Bali? And they all replied with the same thing. They said, we love the tourists, it creates work for us, it keeps us employed. You know, they didn't begrudge the tourists or
they
foreigners
were super
at all.
grateful.
Yeah,
they said, we feel so grateful and so blessed. But yeah, it was important that we actually asked the local people.
Yeah, we really wanted to get some of them on camera saying that, but we kind of forgot in the mix of us filming other stuff. But we just, we asked quite a few in different areas, like Canggu, Ubud, like all 4 areas we went, and they all answered with the same thing. A lot of them coming from Java to Bali, they're there for work. Some of them come from further islands, and they only go home once a year to see their family. They're the only ones there. Their wife and kids are back in the little village that they're from. They're working, sending money back so that they can survive and stuff. And again, they were all super friendly towards the tourists. We never saw any incidences where there was like an argument between foreigners and locals and stuff like that. So yeah, they really love people coming and visiting Bali. So that was just one thing we noticed the whole time. It was nice to see that, you know, the local people, they do really care about their island and their image of their island.
And they really take a lot of pride in their country. They were actually thanking us for visiting their country. So that just shows you right there, they have so much gratitude towards having such a high amount of tourism now. So
yeah, it's one thing you guys will notice when you do visit Bali is how amazing the people are.
And not to mention that the locals have a very gentle nature. They're always smiling, they're always happy, and they actually live by something called Ramah. So aside from being friendly, Ramah is the art of making others feel seen, respected, and at ease. It's choosing harmony, patience, and generosity in everyday life.
So the next most important thing when it comes to travel, most people go for the food. That's any country, anywhere you go. And the food in Bali, whether it was local food or Western style food or Asian food from other Asian countries, the food was really good. The pricing was good. The portion sizes were good. Everyone's like,
Quality?
oh, quality was really good. Yeah, the ingredients were really good. And a lot of people were like, oh, what about Bali belly and all that stuff? And people have gone. We know people that have, but we never did. Thank God, knock on wood. But yeah, it was just overall, we had really good experiences. Like Shayna said, the service was excellent. So everywhere we went, it was, you get the best food, you get good portion sizes, you get really good drinks. And yeah, as Shayna mentioned, the hospitality, the service is really good at all the restaurants we went to, whether it was a local warung or more of a fancy place like Finn's, which is up on the cliffside in Uluwatu. The service was excellent everywhere we went. And
yeah, super attentive.
Yeah, very attentive. It was actually surprising. It was nice for us coming from Vietnam and then going to Bali to have that experience. And but yeah, it's just what you look for when you are spending money, especially at more of a higher end place. You want to have that experience where you're looked after, and they know how to do that on the island of Bali.
And just to add to that as well, all of the locals that we met spoke really good English, like fluent.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter if we were just in like a really local type of restaurant or a really touristy type one. So that made it really easy for us to order things or tell people what we were needing and things like that. It just kept the communication really, really simple. We didn't use Google Translate once.
No, actually we didn't. That's a crazy thing.
In 3 weeks.
Yeah. So it's nice to know that.
It was nice. It was easy.
Yeah, very easy when you have to communicate anything, especially travel, like getting around the country and stuff around the island.
The Indonesian people are very, very educated when it comes to English. I think a lot of them learn it in school, and a lot of them, when we were talking to them, we'd say, oh, your English is so great, where did you learn it and stuff. They'd usually say school, or they'd say just they like to watch a lot of movies and listen to a lot of music in English. So they've done that since they were really little, and they wanted to make sure that they were able to work in hospitality and tourism and things like that. So they really focused on that so that they could get their English up to par and be able to have a good career like tourism.
Yeah, exactly. And actually there's one or two people we had talked to, and they had like an English accent on their English, like from England.
Yeah,
I was like, oh,
British.
I was like, did you learn English from watching Harry Potter? And they said yes. So it's funny, they'll pick up dialect like that when they're learning English. So yeah, it was cool to see, but yeah, very easy to navigate Bali because of the English speaking people there.
Okay, next we're going to talk about the extreme beauty of Bali. And talking about this right now, I think is going to make us want to go back there right now, because it's just so beautiful. The nature, the fresh, clean air.
Yeah, we noticed that right away.
The rice fields, the waterfalls, the beaches, the sound of birds everywhere. The lushness and everything like that. It's just so beautiful. Definitely a must-see island if you are a nature lover. And also the diversity of the different types of beaches that we saw. Yeah,
there's so many different types. And we did a video showing a few different beaches in the south of the peninsula, and by Uluwatu, obviously the beaches you got to walk down to, plus Canggu and all that. So there's there's such a diversity with that, different waves, surfing, different types of sand, just overall beautiful beaches all around. Yeah, exactly. And we didn't even get to like the super natural part, going like further north up by the volcanoes into the north part of the island, the east part of the island.
Yeah, next time.
Yeah, exactly. Next time we'll be doing that. Again, we wanted to stick closer to the south, more the places people want to go that are just going for a quick vacation. But yeah, the beauty there is amazing.
Yeah. Another thing too is we never experienced any bad smells.
No, not at all.
It was actually complete opposite. Everywhere we went, everywhere we walked around, smelled like incense and flowers.
Yeah, it did.
Another thing that was super magical, it just smelled so beautiful because of the offerings that they always put out, and they've got the incense like literally in front of every business or every driveway or every corner you walk around smells like that. And that was really nice. We also noticed it was very clean on the island.
Yeah.
There was no trash in the streets. There was not trash piled up outside of people's homes, whether it was local homes or foreigners, or there's nothing laying outside of hotels where tourists were and stuff like that. So it was really pleasant, very, very clean. Majority of the beaches were clean.
Yeah, there was some that had some trash on it, obviously brought in from the high tide and stuff like that. But you're gonna get that in any country. That's not just Bali. That's not just Indonesia. You're gonna be in Hawaii and get that. We had that in Costa Rica, even here in Thailand where we're filming this. But yeah, it's.
It was in sections though.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like the entire beach.
No.
Every beach was covered or anything like that.
No.
It was just these little sections and pockets. So in between, you would have a pretty good clean beach.
Yeah, nice clean beach. Obviously because of resorts and stuff, cleaning it up. It's funny actually, touching on how you said the incense and the flowers. That was one thing I quickly made a note of for this video was Bali has a smell. Bali smells like incense and plumeria flowers.
Yeah.
And like everywhere you went, it just smelled like that.
Yeah.
Another thing to touch on about the trash you're saying, I was shocked because we had read and seen and heard so many people say how there's just trash everywhere. They don't know how to take care of it on the island. And I mean, I'm sure it is hard to deal with trash on the island.
Sure,
but anytime we did see trash, it was in bags. It was out for pickup. It wasn't just laying around. And then on odd time, you'd see people had hung up a trash bag like on the side of the street so that people could just put their trash in there after they had
they're
a
doing
drink
a
or
good
something.
job.
Yeah, exactly.
Of keeping it clean.
Yeah, it was really not that bad. I don't know what people are talking about. I mean, maybe someone can comment below and let us know like where in Bali there's a condensed of like trash like that. But wherever we went, we never saw that.
And aside from not seeing a bunch of trash, we also didn't see a single rat.
No
And for
rats.
us coming from Vietnam, where you see trash and rats all the time, that's just part of normal life.
Yeah.
It was very refreshing.
Yeah, it was
so
kinda nice.
that just shows you how clean it is too.
Yeah.
There's no rats running around.
No,
so
exactly.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, nice clean island. And again, this was in the busier areas. So I'm sure you get to the north, I mean, there'll be like hardly any trash piled up or anything like that as far as needing to get picked up. But yeah, super nice island as far as that goes. So another thing we were both shocked about was the fact that it's not crazy traffic like everybody says. Like, I guess it's all relative to where you're coming from. Us coming from Vietnam and there's honking and traffic and craziness all around.
Oh, we know traffic.
Yeah, we know traffic. Like we got to Bali and we're like, oh, this is actually kind of relaxing. We can just go in the shuttle. It's like, you don't have to hear a bunch of honking and they're driving nicely.
And it was their high season too.
Yeah, exactly.
It was chill.
We were so shocked by that because everyone's like, you're gonna find all the traffic in Canggu, blah, blah. The only place I really saw it in Canggu was on the shortcut where everybody goes across on their bikes and
But
stuff.
people were telling us it was going to take like 2 to 3 hours to get from one end of the like little towns and cities to the other.
Yeah, and it
That
wasn't.
never happened on any of the days that we were there.
No.
I don't understand.
Exactly. I don't know, like, I guess maybe we got lucky in Canggu and there wasn't as many people in Canggu. They're all in Uluwatu. We did find there was more people in that area.
Yeah, but we were out like in the mornings when people were actually going to work and then in the evenings when people were coming home, like during those like ideal times when the traffic would be crazy and it wasn't crazy.
But again, I think it's all relative to where people are coming from and the people that are saying that, because like we've experienced way crazier traffic in a lot of other countries. I mean, even Hong Kong, we went there, had less traffic than Vietnam. So we're like, there's not really much traffic here. So it's the same as Bali. Like it was really not that bad.
No.
And you plan for it. You obviously, okay, you know what? It might take an hour and a half to get to Ubud from Canggu. Then you just plan for that. But other than that, it wasn't really that bad. And the other nice thing too that we noticed that we were not used to is when you go to cross the street, they stop for you.
Oh, it was like a dream.
Yeah.
They actually legitimately slow right down and stop and wait for you to cross.
Yeah.
And
Coming from Vietnam, that almost got us into trouble because we're so like prone to like, okay, we gotta, you know, do
Navigate.
the Frogger thing, navigate across and make sure, you know, we get the right timing and stuff. And then they stop and they like throw you off. Like you'd almost run in the side of the car.
We think that we have to try to risk our lives crossing the street like in Vietnam. And meanwhile, they're stopping and we're like, what do we do? Like, should we go? Like, no, this is actually normal. This is what people are supposed to do.
Yeah, and actually now that we're in Thailand right now, we've noticed here as well, they do the same thing. So
just respectful.
yeah, it's nice that they do that.
Safe.
Yeah, again, not a lot of traffic. They do stop for you. The other thing is the walkability. Some of the spots is very hard to walk, especially when I walked the shortcut. There's not much of an area to walk on the side of the road. Some places do have sidewalks. They're not the best sidewalks, but at least they do have them. There's not a bunch of bikes parked on them, so you can walk down most of the sidewalks.
Just
Uluwatu,
uneven, like old bricks and stuff, which is to be expected. It's an island, right?
Yeah, exactly. You got to be careful you don't trip and stuff like that. Uluwatu didn't really have any sidewalks on the main strip there, but then Padang did. So it just depends on where you're going. Sanur was actually quite easy to walk. There's nice sidewalks. They had the boardwalk as well. But overall, it's kind of a mix depending on where you're at. So yeah, that's just just basically basic traffic walking information for you guys. If you are planning on going, just know that, you know, you will have to navigate the streets a little bit, but they will stop for you when you go to cross the street. So another thing about Bali that I found is probably more relative to where you're coming from is the pricing. So it really wasn't that expensive. Like, we paid $50 a night for some of the villas that we were at. The most expensive one was in Uluwatu, which was I think $93, I can't remember. You guys can go back and watch that video and see all of our videos. We did tours of our villas and also gave you the pricing. But yeah, we're getting villas for $50 a night, which is
and beautiful
ones. Yeah, exactly.
2 bedrooms, pool, kitchen, everything.
Exactly.
That's not overrated
or over expensive or anything.
Over expensive.
No. So yeah, that was kind of shocking because everyone's like saying how the pricing's going up, and it probably has. I mean, it's gone up everywhere.
Of course it's gone up in Bali. It's gone up where you live. It's gone up where places that we've lived and
it's
stuff.
Gone up in Vietnam, which is one of the cheapest countries. So
it's going to happen. It happened in Bali too, and it's going to continue to happen.
Yeah,
but
that's just the world.
It was not terrible.
It wasn't extreme. Of course, if you're going to go to a beach club and you're going to drink all day and you want to go to a fancy one and they have a minimum charge, it's going to be
tourist
expensive.
Prices.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But you can also find warungs on the beach. You can get beer for super cheap. You can get food for super cheap. You can have a really inexpensive vacation on Bali. Even in Sanur, it was really inexpensive and stuff. You can have a really inexpensive vacation on Bali and not blow the budget. And actually, there's a lot of things that were cheaper than in Thailand, we've noticed too. Like, it's kind of in between Vietnam and Thailand.
That's what I was thinking when we were there. I was like, these prices totally sit right in between Vietnam and Thailand, most prices for things. But yeah, it was never, that we never felt that they were gouging us or that we were being, ripped off or not getting, quality for the money or whatever. Everything was like, okay, this is good price. Let's go here.
Yeah, the value is good. Like, you pay this much, but you get this much, like the values there. You might get a steak dinner for, I think you paid $15 on our $100 challenge was for a steak dinner. Like, and it was a good steak. Yeah, it was a decent size. So yeah, it's all going to be depending on where you're going. If you want to go super high end, you're gonna pay the price.
It's also an island. Yeah. I mean, things are going to cost more to transport goods to the island, of course. Yeah. So there might be certain things that seem a little bit more expensive than they would be on a mainland somewhere, but it's got to get there too.
It's got to, exactly. You got to go across with a boat and whatever else. The other thing I was surprised at too was the price on Grab to get around. Like, even just short trips was really inexpensive, and then we took Grab in between each destination. So, for example, Canggu to Ubud was around $60, I think. I don't remember 100%. I do say in a video, but and then
so that was 2 hours.
About 2 hours, hour and a half to 2 hours, something like that. And then from Ubud to Sanur, I think was around $40 or $38 or something like that, which was about 45 minutes to an hour drive. So really inexpensive to get around the island as well using Grab. If you don't want to rent a motorbike or a car or something like that, like, we don't have international driver's license, so we couldn't do that. But yeah, it's just knowing that we could get around the island quite easily and not have to like break the bank on transportation like some places. It was really nice to know that, it's easy to get around. You don't feel guilty going halfway across the island just to see something, see a waterfall or something like that. But yeah, it's just a good point to know when you are traveling there. You don't have to rent a motorbike to save money on transportation.
Another important topic that we need to talk about is safety. So the entire time that we were there, didn't matter if we were out in the daytime or even later into the evening, always felt safe.
Yeah, exactly.
Never felt like anything was going to happen. Never felt in danger.
No, even at later at night when we were out, never felt like we would walk down the street. Nothing. Didn't worry that we were going to get pickpocketed or anything like that. I'd walk early in the morning before anybody was really out and never felt unsafe at all. No. Again, it comes down to the people there being super friendly and genuine and stuff like that. But even the foreigners, though, you never had any issues with them or anything like that. There was no fights breaking out or anything.
And nobody was trying to scam us either. So a lot of people have talked about all these scams in Bali. Again, can happen anywhere. But not once did anybody try to scam us. Nobody came up to us and tried to, do anything weird or anything like that. So
no, not at all.
Not scammy at all. We didn't feel that. I think some people, go out places and get themselves into unnecessary situations.
Yeah, exactly.
Where they could get scammed and stuff, but they're just being stupid. They're not being smart and they're going to the wrong places and hanging out with the wrong people. So
yeah, exactly.
We don't do that, so we were safe and not scammed.
Yeah, that's going to be anywhere. That's not just Bali or Indonesia in general. If you're in where the wrong crowd's hanging out, if you're out late night partying, 2 a.m, completely hammered, walking home, and someone else is as well, and they're having a bad day or whatever, who knows the situation, but that's going to happen anywhere. That's not just Bali. You can't just say, oh, Bali sucks because of this.
You can't blame it on the island or a country.
No, that's...
but the overall general feel was very safe.
Yeah, exactly. And again, the foreigners, the tourists, so we're going to touch on that as well, as the people that were there, like they were behaving themselves. There was no one that was being obnoxious. Yeah, you got the Bali bros on the bikes, but they're young guys. You guys probably had cars with mufflers and stuff too.
Yeah, the guys that go ripping through right through the middle of the town with their shirts off, no helmets, and they're gonna show people how cool they are. Yeah. We did see a lot of them.
Yeah, but again, that's their mid-20s to mid-30s. They're showing off for the ladies, whatever they're up to. But I mean, everyone's done that when they're younger. They're courting, or whatever you want to call it. But it's like, other than that, there was nobody, like we said, no fights. We didn't see anybody fights or arguments or people not paying their bills or misbehaving. Yeah, overall, it was just like the people visiting were really friendly and very nice and not causing an issue, and the locals weren't either. And
a lot of people told us that about Bali as well before we went there, that just the type of tourists that are there are just, troublemakers, and they don't behave, and they're causing all these problems, and it's all the same type of people. And I mean, when we were in Canggu, we were hanging around mostly 20s and 30-year-olds the entire time. That's pretty much all the area is. And that was, again, even in the evening and stuff. Obviously, we weren't partying, going to bars and clubs and stuff like that, but sitting on the beach and, going into like restaurants later in the evening and places where that age group and dynamic was around. Everybody was just chill and happy and having a good time. We didn't see anything that was negative or anything as far as tourists behaving badly. Again, I'm going to compare it to Vietnam, because we were living in Da Nang, Vietnam for the year, of course, during this time when we were there. And we witnessed a lot of that kind of stuff there.
Almost nightly. Yeah, so there's a big
daily
difference.
And nightly. Yeah. So that was happening a lot when we were there. So when we spent almost 3 weeks in Bali, and that wasn't happening and stuff, we just were like, this kind of stuff is not a common thing here, or as common as it is in other places that we've been or lived. So
yeah, good point. It's not common. Does it happen? Yes, of course, and it's going to make headlines. Negative stuff hits the news, negative stuff hits Instagram and all that stuff, but it doesn't mean it's happening daily. It doesn't mean it's happening in every location. Even Uluwatu was quite a bit busier and
younger crowd.
But again, a lot of the people that are going there are living there. They're young professionals. They work online. They're digital nomads. They're not just going to start a ruckus or anything like that. They're going because they want to, hang out with the people their age. They want to do something fun. They want to go surfing. They want to work abroad. So
I was watching them a lot of times just to see how they would even interact and respond to the locals that were on the island, and the locals in the, where they were working in the restaurants and, at little spots on the beach and stuff like that. And everybody was being very friendly and respectful to the local people as well. So never saw anything that shouldn't have happened or anything negative, so it was good. Exactly, that's just something you can look forward to. And again, Sanur is the older crowd, so you got more retirees and families and stuff like that. So if you aren't wanting to go where the younger crowd is, you go over to Sanur, you're gonna find people that are more our age, I guess, if you want to call it that. But overall, just a good experience with both the locals and the tourists that were on the island. So the last thing we want to touch on before we wrap this video up is just how they preserve their culture in Bali. Like we saw, they were doing a ritual in the street in one of the intersections when we're headed to Sanur, where a lady had passed away, and before they were cremated, they have this ritual where they go in the streets and they spin, I think it was 3 times in the intersection. I think someone said that's what they do, and then they go down the next street. So they have that culture. Their architecture, there's a lot of older architecture, especially up in Ubud. You see a lot of it. People have it in their homes even. Like you think it's a temple, but it's actually their house. Like they've
kept that, you know, down generations and generations.
Beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Preserving, all their culture, even in their food. We did a food video. You guys can watch that as far as, you know, cultural food. And the day we were leaving, actually, there was a big celebration. Everyone had the big, I don't know what they're called.
I forget what they're called.
Yeah, it's the big things that go up and they hang over and they have like offerings on them and stuff like that. But everyone had put those out in front of their stores or their homes before the day came for the celebration. So yeah, they really preserve the very old traditional Balinese culture as well as the Hinduism. And that's a nice thing too. Like we did see some Catholic churches there. So there's a mix of religions on the island and they just live together happily and
in harmony.
Yeah. But it was just so cool seeing the old architecture. You'd be going down, there's like a shrine right beside some sort of new building, and it's just like, it looks so cool. It looked like, Shane was like, kind of looks like Minecraft.
Some
the way
of it
they
looked
are.
like the Minecraft game, just the way the like little slats of stone were, and everything's so intricate, and it just looked like all these like layered stones, and they kind of jagged out. I don't know if you have kids or know anything about Minecraft, you'll know what I'm talking about. Almost like pixelated, right? That was just one of the things that we really couldn't get over as soon as we arrived. It really made us feel like we were somewhere different, even though we were still in Asia. But it was just, has such a different feel. Just looking at all of that beautiful architecture and just how they've kept it there. They haven't torn everything down and built everything new again. It's the perfect mix of old with new, and it just gives you that wow factor. Yeah,
like walking down the market street in Ubud. I'll see if I can put a clip in right now for you guys to see. I'm pretty sure I had one. But it was like the stalls, there's newer buildings, but in between there's like little shrines set up. So it was like that old architecture mixed in with the new stuff. So it's really cool to see. And like after going to Angkor Wat, for us, it's like, it takes a lot for us to really notice like something shocking as far as the old architecture is, because Angkor Wat
like, ruins you for everything else.
Go there the last. Go if you want to travel the world and look at architecture. Go there last.
So amazing that it's like, does anything else really compare?
But Bali did actually, just because it has its own unique style and it was just everywhere. It was cool to see. But yeah, we just wanted to put this video together for you guys, kind of a wrap up of our trip in Bali. It's been a little while since we were there because we had so many videos come out. We wanted to make sure we do it before we forget what we wanted to talk about. But just overall, our experience there, which we've said in this video, everything was just amazing. There was not one real like con to
if there was, we would tell you guys. You know that we are 100% honest all of the time. If there was anything that was bad or negative or any reason why we wouldn't go back, we would tell you guys.
But there's not. There's
like, not. Don't believe all the headlines and thumbnails and people's video titles and
clickbait,
stuff that are saying Bali's overrated, don't go to Bali and all this kind of stuff. We personally highly recommend that you do visit Bali. You won't be disappointed. I don't think anywhere on the island. Like we said, we went to 4 of the most popular, hyped up areas, if you want to put it that way. And still had an absolutely amazing time. We will definitely go back and visit some areas that we've already been to, as well as other areas of the island, and we really want to see a lot of the other islands in Indonesia as well, because if Bali's like that, I can just imagine that the other islands are just as amazing.
They're going to be a few years behind Bali, so they're going to be like super nice. And I mean, we've seen pictures.
More
of
untouched.
More untouched, exactly. But yeah, definitely leave a comment below on your thoughts on Bali. Have you been there? Are you planning on going there? Don't leave a comment saying, oh, well, Bali's changed in the last 20 years. Guess what? Everywhere's changed. That comment gets tiring.
Don't waste your time. Don't waste our time.
Exactly. We know it's changed. We didn't go there 20 years ago. We went there this June. So we only know it for this June. So, but yeah, just comment like what kind of experience have you had. Obviously, if you want to say, you know what, I've been going there for 18 years and love it. We go every year. We'd love to hear that as well.
But also tell us if you think it's overrated.
Yeah, love to hear that.
We want to hear what your idea of overrated is and how you think that it's overrated, or maybe some of the reasons why you don't like Bali. You know, we're open to learn what other people have to say about places as well. It's always interesting and just puts a different perspective on things. So let us know if you like Bali. Let us know if you don't like Bali.
Exactly. We're open to conversation in the comment section. Love to go back and forth and, you know, just share information. Obviously, if you have any recommendations for anybody watching this video or any of our other Bali videos, comment below on those. Like, hey, I have this favorite restaurant in Sanur, you get to go to it. Obviously, we love to have that in the comments of all of our videos. And if you guys did like this video, please leave a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell icon to get notified when we come out with new videos. God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Feel the